Welcome to the video. We have the Pinarello F. It's just been a press release today. We all got the emails. Press release time. Let's have a look at some of these sponsored posts. So we got just look at this disc brake agenda. All right, now I'm a staunch advocate for rim brakes. I'm a staunch advocate for disc brakes. You know, big fan of disc brakes on the gravel, on the mountain bike, and the e-bikes. Disc brakes are fantastic. You run on big tires. Also, you know, a few of my viewers have said, "Hey, Harley, I know you're a rim brake road lover, but, you know, I've got multiple sclerosis. I've got Parkinson's disease. I've got neuropathy. I don't have the full strength in my hands that I used to have or have, you know. And so, or I'm an amputee. I've only got 2 fingers. All right. So if you do, you know, if you are having MS or Parkinson's, then road disc for you is, I get it, you know. So I do apologize first off the bat. I want to apologize to people out there who do have the situations where they don't have, you know, full function of their hands, so they need disc brakes. So before we out on the road and we say, hey, he's got a new Pinarello disc brake bike, it must be a dentist or a barrister. So we say, hey, maybe that person, maybe they are a barrister and a dentist, but maybe they have multiple sclerosis, maybe they have Parkinson's disease. So, you know, and that's not cool to be, you know, charging people and saying, oh, you got disc brakes, what do you need disc brakes on a road bike for? You know, it's like, well, maybe the person does have Parkinson's disease. So, you know, I mean, so yeah, just off the bat, all right. Now, they've got off our chest. Let's go to cycling tips. Cycling tips always has the best photos. They got great photos. Credit is given where credit's due over here, but also they're so salesy, just like advert after advert after advert. I've got more adverts down here. Hey, we all make money from adverts, but how much money do you guys need in cycling tips? So this is a YouTube video from Cycling Tips, and this bike is going to be so heavy, man. This is a gravel bike. All I see here is Chinese carbon gravel. Now, nothing wrong with Chinese carbon. These bikes, this Pinarello, this frame in this picture is made in China, shipped to Taiwan for polish and packaging, and shipped off to Italy or whoever distributors it goes from there. It's not made in Italy, it's made in China. Nothing wrong with that. The Cervelo's made in China. Your 3Ts, your S-Works Tarmac, made in China. Okay, your Pragmas made in China. Nothing wrong with that. It's how people make money, man. It's big money. I mean, these frames, $80 to $100 they cost them to make, and they make thousands of them, and they sell them for whatever they want to sell them for. So, nice clear photo there. Pinarello focused on balancing aerodynamics, ride characteristics, and weight rather than just saving grams. This is the old, you know, this is the marketing spiel. We always use this spiel. I'll tell you what, all these carbon bikes ride very, very similar. It comes down to how much does it weigh, and you know. So I do like the look at this. So Cycling Tips claim weight Dogma F. F meaning, what does F stand for? We thought it was going to be called the F14. Let's have a photo here while you hear me blab on F14, but it's just called the F. It's just a Pinarello Dogma F. F could be Fangiano, with what the Italian mechanics will be saying when they've got to true up another disc brake bike or just fling that rotor away, F it off, man. Or it could be Team Sky's going to F everyone up on their rim brake dogmas this year at Tour de France, which I hope they do. They deserve it. Team Sky chasing the marginal gains, paying attention and not bowing down to marketing pressure. Team Sky ride what they want to ride. And that's really, really cool. So anyway, the claim weights here, 6.9 kilo for disc brake version. Durianrider 6 point, and that's with the SRAM Red E-Tap Axis, which is the heaviest group set, the heaviest red group set ever. You know, the Red E-Tap Axis disc brake is heavier than the 2008 Gen 1 SRAM Red. It's heavier than SRAM's first ever group set, which was, what was it, SRAM Force, was it? Rival even? It's crazy, all right? So, you know, this Cycling Tips person here claimed he weighed the bike at 7.4 kilos with the Asioma pedals, which I think are putting strain gauges in pedals is like the silly billy dilly thing. So 7.4 kilos. So again, that's the same as a Tarmac SL7. My Tarmac SL7 is like 7.4, 7.6 kilo. Peter Sagan's is 7.8 kilo, all right? Peter Sagan's World Tour SL7 disc brake bike, 7.8 kilo. With tubulars even, potentially. Julian Alaphilippe, smaller size, 7.2 kilos with some shallow wheels. So these disc brake bikes are a lot heavier. And I shouldn't say a lot heavier, a kilo. A kilo is, for most people, a kilo is very, very noticeable, but it doesn't really matter too much. But if you're a World Tour rider, half a kilo is the difference between first and second on many occasions. So anyway, here we got this here. There's no mention here made in China. There's Japanese carbon fiber specialists, blah, 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 blah. Again, we wouldn't expect any real, in my opinion, hard-hitting truth bombs from Cycling Tips, as they have to make their money by, playing the cards like all the other websites do. So there's nothing here made in China. There's also nothing mentioned of made in Italy either. So they're just sort of like, read between the lines gang. So we've got, translate 1.3 watts per kilo, say at 40k an hour. I mean, how many watts does it take you to ride on a calm day in the drops at 40k an hour? You're going to be talking like 350 watts potentially. Depends on what road surface you got as well. So 1.3 watts is, this aeroframe stuff is absolute bunk, in my opinion. Let's go to another advertising brand website. Bike Radar is always good for a bit of a advert there. So my honest opinion on this bike, it's going to be very telling that Team Sky are going to run the rim brake versions, despite this bike being UCI legal at 6.9 kilos, according to the claim weights, according to Specialized claim weight as well. Here's the truth, gang. I hate to be like the pessimist, but someone's got to say it. There's not a single World Tour rider who wants a road disc. All right. There's not a single World Tour rider out there who rides a 6.8 kilo races a 6.8 kilo disc brake bike. Anyone send me the link to link it down below, GCN video, GCN Tech or whichever, them weighing a 6.8 kilo disc brake bike with pedals. No bottle cages, just with pedals, or maybe one cage. That's not happening. All right. Not happening. So here we go. Here is Pinarello's new F. You can still have rim brakes. So they're sort of like, taking the piss a bit. All these brands are just pushing this disc brake agenda. But what's going to happen in the Tour de France this year? The rim brake cartel, as I said in Dauphiné, as I said in the Giro, they're going to come home and clean it up. Right? They're going to come home and clean it up. Again, availability from December 2021. So China's been sort of shut down in terms of production. And there's a lot of backlog going on there. So this is Team Sky here, Team Ineos, and they're using the new Shimano wheel. No, they're using what's that wheel called? I forget. They're going to be using the lightweights as well. But yeah, so this is what the pros choose, like the pros, the guys who actually get a choice, teams, and this is that marketing deal here. Also, just wanted to say, we've got a very fit-looking model here. It's a cool photo. It's a great photo, great LUT there, great filter. But wearing black kit on a black road, right? Someone's going to say it. Drivers are going to have a lot harder time seeing you. Yeah, people on their phones these days. Cyclists on their phones. Pedestrians on their phones. Everyone's on their phones, seems like. So if you wear a bit of high vis, you just make it easier to be seen. And, you ride to return, people. Ride to return. So again, all this aero stuff, it's just all wanky danks, it's all wanky danks. But it is tough for bike engineers, designers to go, well, how do we make this better and how do we sell it? It's very, very tough. So 6.8 kilo, they're claiming. Rim brakes will dip below 6.8 kilos. We got to add pedals to it, obviously. So you've got a lot of sizes here. This is the cool thing about Pinarello is they do have a lot of sizes. So they really, whatever you size you want, they really have it down to the dime. That's the deal there. Here we've got Geraint Thomas. Looks like they're riding a new bike. Traditional handlebar, just traditional handlebar potentially there. Nothing integrated. The mechanics would love working on this bike. So much easier. There we go here, gang. That's the deal here. Any comments? It's boom, 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 boom. Yeah, interesting stuff. Let's actually go to another video I saw. Pause this. Okay, we're here on the. This is the Ineos promo. There, this is a sponsored sort of thing. Out of balance. Just cut through that. So it's just a bit of cinematography. The guys, again, we'd hope to see them training in some more visible kit. I think they do have that neon orange, which is great. So just a bit of, obviously the sponsored riders, they can't really say too much bad about the bike, especially in the first ever video. But if we just pause it, we can see here it's got the cables hanging out of it. So that means easy for mechanics to do it. There's cables coming out there. It's just direct mount brakes. It's easy to work on. What else can we see about this bike? It's just a rim brake, Chinese carbon fiber bike, does the job, light enough, good enough, steers proper, BSA bottom bracket, things like that. If you do want a lighter bike, don't get it painted, just get raw finish. But let's go fast forward over here. We can sort of see a bit more about the bike. Again, it's just easy access rear brake. The mechanics just not looking stressed. Dura C40 tubular on there. So these bikes will be quite a large size. That one's probably Geraint Thomas's bike. They got the best group sets. The Di2 Dura is so fast shifting, just simple, easy to use bikes. My issue with these is proprietary seat posts down the track. Spare parts could be a bit of an issue. Anyway, let's scroll down through the comments section here. Rim brakes, yay, rim brakes forever. That gives the team advantage over the clunky ass disc brake teams. It sure does. It sure does. So we got long live the rim brake. All right. So Yannick says makes no sense that the rod rim brakes and the disc brake version is 6.8 kilos without fancy wheels. And so Yannick is obviously new to cycling. I bet Yannick. Now again, I'm not trying to be rude or mean. I'm just saying I bet Yannick's just bought himself a $10,000 disc brake bike and he realizes it's heavier and more sluggish than his $1,000 deal off Facebook Marketplace. Literally. So Yannick says rim brakes are not more aero. Bro, rim brakes are definitely more aero. Less spokes is more aero. With discs, you need more spokes. You get that little pizza cutter there. All right. So from the side, your angle, window, whatever you want to call it, it's more drag. There's 100%. Go ride a disc brake bike. The more spokes, it's like a fan. It's just more resistance in the air. The disc brake sits in disturbed air behind the tire. No, it doesn't, dude. Like, you ride in a velodrome, maybe, but it's like, look at this. This guy's written a book. No one's gonna read it. I'm not gonna read that. It's hilarious. Discs are winning and discs are not struggling up hills, as evidenced by nearly the entire peloton. Well, if the whole peloton's on disc brakes, 97% is, of course, no one's going to be laughing to walk their bike up a hill because it's got disc brakes. Disc brakes barely have to be changed because riders, they do have to be changed. They do the whole bike swap, Riders barely puncture on wider, stronger tyres at lower pressure. What world are you living in, man? How many World Tour bikes have you ridden or picked up or taken photos of, etc.? They're using 25mm tubulars, which they've always been using in the last 15 years, 20 years. They're not using 60 PSI. They're not using a 30mm tyre or whatever you're trying to, it's not Paris-Roubaix, dude. Like maybe in Paris-Roubaix, yeah, but that's how it's always been. So, just hilarious. Adios, Neanderthal. Oh, man. And then he quotes the Specialized wind tunnel. And then goes on to this big spiel. But again, this guy is, his guy's going for the numbers versus actually the real world stuff. But it is quite funny. So you, Nick, if you're watching, mate, we appreciate your banter. And again, it gets the discussion going on there. And that's what we need. We need a discussion, have the healthy, friendly debates, and it'll be good to go. So let's have a look at the riders' faces here. Let's have a look. Let's go back here. You can tell a lot by rider's face. Maybe he had a bit of a bad night, but maybe he's he just looks a little bit tired, which is normal for a pro athlete, but his eyes, he's looking a little bit tired, and I'm not making fun, I'm just saying his biological readout doesn't look as fresh as Geraint Thomas over here, and it's very similar lighting, So maybe it's different times of day, maybe he's got a morning shot, but Geraint Thomas does look very, very fresh. And Tao looks maybe a little bit tired. But again, he's just up and coming as well, so there's plenty of time for him to go up there. And just how they sit on the bike as well, mouth open, really doing it easy breathing. Tao looks a little bit stiff in his shoulders. Again, it could just be the time of day. Could have had too much olive oil in his saddle the night before. His red blood cells are feeling a bit coagulated. I know that happens to me. I've had too much olive oil, But yeah, Geraint Thomas looking physiologically lightweight. So that's just a little. When was this even filmed? We don't even know when this was filmed. Looks like Tenerife. It looks like some warm conditions. We see, it does look sort of warm, and the guy's got a bit of colour in the faces. So it does seem to be like it was filmed recently, if I can indicate that. And it does have a bit of a summery lighting to it, doesn't it? Right, that's the deal. That's the Pinarello F. Would I get one? Nah, because my Pinarello F8 is good enough. Disc brakes, certainly not, unless I've already got a gravel bike. Otherwise, it's going to be the bike that's going to win the Tour de France. No doubt about it. Rim brake cartel for the win. And let's go. Imagine being Roglic and just, he's being on the wheel of Richie Port and the gang when they're using their lightweight Millenstein tubulars. And Roglic is on his Cervelo cyclocross bike with the 25mm tubs, thinking, why on earth have I got disc brakes on this thing? I don't freaking need... You got a ski jumper, like a professional ski jumper with disc... Like, he doesn't need disc brakes. You could take both the brakes off Roglic's bike, man. He'd be like, I'm just going skiing down these slopes, like... He just drag his foot on the road sort of thing. It's crazy. Or someone down here the spacers, plagues people, cut your steerers. It's not only is it dangerous unless you've got a deep plug, it looks hideous. That stem penis on top of your stem like that. What's going on there?